Good morning, folks. I'm still at Rugeley, but it's just pulled in behind me. Hello. Hello. So here comes the speedster. Hiya. See the waves? There's the little bridge, leads up to the shop. I'll be up a bit later because I've got to pick my new bowl, which is going to act as my washing thing for clothes. My central heating, my diesel central heating, is what I need in this weather, because you get cool mornings, not really even chilly, just cool, you know, that kind of, when you pull that face, ooh, cool. So on those mornings, what you need is a half-hour blast of your central heating. Just having a look. I'm actually having a look to see if there's any moorings free, because these are 14-day moorings a little bit further on, and I need to stay in Rugeley a little bit longer. So my plan is just to check these out and see if there's any available. So here we go, right. There's the sign, 2 days up there, and they're on rings. After this here, this is all 14 days. Now there's a line of boats. Is it Onco all the way? It must be, mustn't it? I can't really tell. I'll just double check. I need to know for sure. Double, treble check. This is Onco. This is Onco. Okay. I'm confident enough that it's Onco all the way. So I've got a 14-day mooring within 200 or 300 yards of the bridge and the shops there here. Because I'm not going to be able to reverse. It's the tragedy of it. If my boat could reverse, I could just go through this little tunnel, back here, past these boats, and just get moored there in about 5 minutes. But because my boat won't reverse, or as some people have said, I can't reverse in it, whichever of those is true, it's just too challenging for me to bring it down here. Because let's see, now when I reverse my boat, when I'm coming back here, the tendency is for it to go towards the right, so in towards the bank. So I'll be going in towards the boat. Do you know, I'm in two minds. I'm in two minds whether to give this a go. I was going to move tomorrow. But it seems like a decent chance to grab a spot. And I'll be gutted if I come down tomorrow and they're all taken. So I think maybe try and move now. I think so. See, I can sort of tow, go past the boat. There's a boat behind me. I could go past him without too much problem in reverse, come back here by towing, and then I've just got 3 boats to get past. The alternative is to go a mile north, perhaps a mile and a half, to the Winding Cove north of town, and then turn around and come back. Now, I've got to do that trip. I have got to do that trip, right? But maybe I haven't got to do it today. I'm still not feeling right. The cough part of this cold, this flu, this whatever it is, the cough part has gotten worse. So I'm waking up in the middle of the night with phlegm and coughing and spluttering, having to blow my nose and clear me chest and everything, horrible stuff. But that's gotten a bit worse. Like, I'm not bedbound. I can still get out and about and walk to the shops and things. So, you know, it's not critical or anything like that. But it is a little bit worrying that it's, you know, I think it's been, I don't know what, certainly 5 days since we know we started getting bombed on. So here we go. Here I am. It's about 500 yards and I'm really tempted to just give it a go. Right, I'm going to go for it, guys. And the reason I'm doing this is because I need a few more days here in Rugeley than I expected. And these are 7-day moorings. And I'm not sure what day I arrived. What I do, cunning devil that I am, I have a thing, Google Calendar reminder. Right, so I arrived here on Friday last week. So in theory I've got 2 more days here. I'd like to rest up for a few more days. Excuse me. But rather than risk getting mud on my nice clean civilian trousers, which are nearly new, I'm going to put these horrible scruffy cruising trousers on. So let's get inside, get sorted, and see if we can get a move going. Yeah. Before those spots are taken. They're not as nice as these. That's the truth of it. They're not as nice. But they give me another week. And I could really do with another week. So anyway, let's give it a go.
Dave's talking about stopping for an extra week down at Bradley.
Right.
It's not like down there. It's bars on heat.
Oh,
And-
so it's quiet down there.
And, well, he's getting her covered on the 20th or something. So next
Covered?
week.
What's covered? Like spade?
No.
Covered?
Not boyfriend.
Oh, covered as in shagged.
Yeah, shagged. Yeah, covered as in shagged.
Covered's a much more elegant
Covered
word, isn't
is
it?
the word for it.
You never hear
opposed to shagged or-
lads about town. I covered a great girl last night. Yeah.
No.
Anyway.
Terms, it's covered.
Yeah.
Both terms, it's covered.
Yeah. And the other thing, the other part of it, Di, is because those mornings aren't too often empty. Like, they're close to the shops and they're 14 days.
Yeah.
So the smart boaters all congregate down there, you see.
Okay.
So this is,
Gonna try
you know.
reverse down.
So I'm going to try and reverse down. It's going to be immensely amusing for her and embarrassing at the same time.
Oh yeah, I've got my phone. Sorry.
Yeah, well, to be honest, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to drive past this first boat, right? And then I'm going to tow the rest of the way.
Okay, yeah.
So I've only got 3 boats to reverse past, so I'll remember the advice, give it some welly.
No, it's reversing. Forward, back, reversing.
Oh, and jiggle.
Jiggle it.
Jiggle, yeah. Jiggle it, baby. But what I would say is, I don't want to do it in a pub, not yet anyway, because I feel like I just don't want to give you this, you just don't need it. And I feel like I could still be infectious. It's not been too busy today, so.
Before the railway.
Oh shit!
So if you go under the railway, you're definitely in another zone.
While I'm looking at your phone, the bloody boat's drifted off.
But it's just before the railway.
Yeah. But the problem is,
I don't know where the 14-day moorings are though.
to be honest, hopefully, you know, another 5-7 days will do. You know, it's just to get over this thing. My boat reverses so slowly as well. Are they pulling away? There's Murphy watching me. With some doubt in his eyes, I perceive. Typically my back end goes over this way, but really it does depend on the wind. So yeah, no, I'm getting too close to the bank again. Do you know what? Let's use the pole. Let's use the boat hook. Right, that'll do it. Rather than go back into forward gear, I'm using the boat hook to just push the boat in the direction I want to go. Bring the stern around. That's sort of worked. So let's go further back, and the rest of it I'll just tow. I think Di's actually gone on ahead. I thought she was walking the dogs, but She seems to be trying to reconnoitre for me. Right. Oh, they're casting off. Oh shit, don't no, don't do that, guys. Don't do that. Well, I'll tell you what they're not going to do, right? They're not going to take me spot, because these are summer travellers. And they've only been there a day. They're definitely not looking to take any of the 14-day mooring spots. That's not the reason for my concern. But they're going to come hurtling past me shortly while I'm trying to do my reverse. That's the reason for the concern and alarm. Yeah, and the mooring rope is all knotted up. Right, there's another knot in it. So before I can start towing the boat, I've got to sort out the more typical. Look, see, I'm just going to fend off the boat at the back before it hits there. Now I'm going to, do you know what I could do with doing? I think I could do with holding the stern rope as well. I think that'll make this job easier. But this might be an easier job with two ropes, as you can see. I did this on the Bridgewater. I was sort of forced to. The downside is the middle of the boat is bumping against there. Guys probably wondering what on earth I'm playing at. Fair question, my friends. But this is working better. I feel like as a reversing technique, having a centre and a rear point on the boat to hold on to does work better. You don't need a lot of speed or force doing this. The couple on the boat ahead are watching with interest. Ah, they're coming out now. Right, I'm going to pull in. I'm going to pull my boat in and wait for them. Let's get ready for these guys. So the idea is pull in, get out of their way, and then I can resume the tow. I'm of that school. If you see a good spot, go for it, grab it if you're close, and this is the quickest way to grab it. Afternoon, guys. Don't ask, it's a long story. Have a nice afternoon. He's probably assuming I've broken down, I think. So the trickiest part of this whole manoeuvre is going to come when I get up to those boats that I've got to drive past in reverse. Is there any boats coming? Can't see any. So I'll get through this bridge up. I'm just making sure the boat doesn't bang too hard on the... For now I'll just pull the boat in using the centre line. I've got to get the boat in because the back end's drifting out, as you can see. So I'm going to get the boat close up to that boat behind, and then I'm going to start the driving part of the manoeuvre. So let's get the boat in here. Now ahead of me now we got the three boats. Hopefully the winds won't be too lively down here. Thankfully we've got a nice quiet part of the day here, which is great. Okay, I've got some speed on. I might as well jump on now. I'm going to try. I can't push off, can I? Damn. At the moment I'm going to go too close to that boat, so I'm going to have to give it some reverse, some forward gear to turn the boat. I didn't get enough of a chance to get the boat out, so I've had to use forward. Hello. To be honest with you, Di, I'm really hoping I don't need another week, but it might be handy if this flu doesn't pick up, you know.
This side of the other pot or the other side of the other pot. There's one behind the other side. I don't think it might get laid up. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think another week, fingers crossed, I can shake this thing off, but it's an absolute, it's horrible. It's horrible phlegm and coughing, and it feels like it's on your chest.
Yeah.
Oh, horrible. I mean, I'm not one to moan, you know that. And I don't feel that bad, Di, that's the thing. I'm a bit low on energy, but I'm okay, really. Yeah, it's just low on energy, so fingers crossed. I'll catch you later anyway. Cheers, Di. So far this manoeuvre's going great. I'm just turning the back end, steering the back end round in towards the bank. Now let's give it some more reverse. I'm getting too far to this, close to this side. I could use the boat hook again. And I am bad at reversing, and this boat's bad at reversing as well. Sorry about that, no offence, you know, but it is a bit difficult. So let's get back in reverse. This is where it was always going to be tricky because there's a bend. So far so good. Well, let's stop that because I'm getting a little bit too far over towards this side. Okay. Now I need to get round the bend a bit, so tiller over, forward gear. Got some bush action, not brilliant, but I can cope. Unfortunately, trying to reverse around a bend is even more of a challenge. I could just use the boat hook. That might do. I think that's doing the job. I don't want to go too far over because then I'll be in danger of hitting that boat. And that's no good. Well, but just being able to hit the bank now, I'm drifting over too close to this boat, I think. So I'm going to need to get into forward and bring the stern around a little bit. Well, here we go, look. They're getting ready to move as well. There's some boats down there behind the white GRP. That was pretty good, really, that, you know. Round a bend, up ahead there. So I'm going to, again, go into forward, bring the stern round, towards the left, they're right. And then one more reverse and I'm into the bank and done. Oh yeah. Don't you just love reversing? Yeah. Favourite thing in the world. Not. So that's done it, really. That's done it. Back end's close enough in. Now all I've got to do is jump off and moor this bad boy. I feel like excuse me, next to this GRP is the way to go because it feels more secluded. I'd forgotten, but now it's come back to me. This is actually in a separate kilometre classification from where I was, so this resets the 14-day clock moving to here. Now don't get me wrong, you can't move a kilometre every 14 days, they're not going to have that, but for one or two moves they'll tolerate it. Or in road. It's a horrible cough, this. It's just persistent. It's phlegmy. It's just disgusting. Front end of the boat. So first job, pull it in, pull it tight. That'll tell you where to put the chain in. This plant is in the way. Now don't shout at me for squashing the plant. As with the other one, hook down, and without having to kneel, I've got the mooring chain in. But that's the first time I've ever used that little tip, and I'm quite impressed. And let's get this knot tied. Pull it taut. And I'm going to bend over and I'm going to pull this taut. Once it's taut, I'm going to do this knot. Feel like that might be it. There we go. Really, you should be pulling it taut, because otherwise you can bet your life the passing boats, they'll pull it taut and then some. I will also put ant powder on the ropes, and I know plenty of people who I've discussed this with and who've observed these shenanigans on YouTube have expressed the view that it is absolute madness. But I don't care, because I had earwigs in my fridge, and as I've said, once you get that, you will go to extraordinary lengths for it not to happen again. Those who scorn this paranoia, I can only say, let me liberally sprinkle some earwigs in your bed, on your curtains, in a loaf, in the fridge, on the ceiling, and other sundry places, and let me know how you feel about the issue of prevention. Nobody else has had a problem with it, to be fair. Every boat I've spoken to, not one of them's had an earwig problem. But it was an unusual situation when I first got this boat. Oh, my back. I'm not used to bending over, doing manual labour. And ahead there, just about 300 yards, is the bridge where you get up to the shops. So I've only moved 400 yards, but it is a different official location. Anyway, hopefully I won't have to be here 2 weeks, because hopefully this lurgy will go. We see. So see you later. Well, campers, pardon me, sorry. Do you know, I probably should have worn a mask, but you feel a bit of a freak. Not that I did, I'm not anti-mask, by the way, I'm not one of those nutters. But these days nobody wears one. But okay, anyway, I kept myself to myself as much as possible. Anyway, yeah, so what's happened is, you can see the bag on my back. I went a bit mad really, because the place I'm going to go to, as soon as this sort of flu thing has worn off a bit and I'm feeling a bit more normal, I'm going to cruise on down towards Fradley Junction. But I've not done any research, I don't know what's there. I think it's all really rural. That's my problem. I don't know what shops are around, how close they are, you know. So I'm in a rare situation here where I've got a giant Tesco sort of 500 yards from the boat, so I feel like I've got to use it. So what I've done is I've got an 18 pack of lager. Got an 18 pack of lager, just whispering obviously, which they're a swine to carry, be honest, a swine to carry, but you know, it'll last you what, a week, unless, you know, you're socialising with Dave, in which case it'll last you 3 days. It's the heaviest shopping item I usually ever get. And so it's just great when you can get it really handy and close by. So this is a bonus. I don't know what's after Fradley, because I'm thinking of heading south towards Lichfield and maybe a run up the Ashby is what I'm thinking. I'm saving the Trent until a few months, maybe even next summer. I'm going to go south for the summer, and it's so far that it may end up being the winter as well that I'm down there. I've kind of decided now I'm heading south. I don't really know exactly where, but I feel like if I go that far, I've got to visit London, so I'm closer to Emma, so she can sort of come and say hello, and I can go and visit her place without travelling 200 miles. So I think that decision's made. Dave and I are going to carry on towards the Trent and then go north onto the tidal Trent, which would have been a fantastic trip, no two ways about it. But I feel like I'm slightly struggling to keep up recently, not just with this lurgy which has knocked me sideways for a while, but just it's a different pace of travel. Do you know what I mean? What those guys do. There's a black insect on here. I don't know what this is. I think it's a flying one, but I'm going to sort of encourage it on its way, because I don't feel I can provide a home for it. So ropes are nice and tight. I've been bouncing around a little bit because one or two boats, it's a narrow section, one or two boats have absolutely roared past today. 4 miles an hour. I'm sure one of them was doing it near 5. I'm honest, absolutely flat out. Anyway, time to get in, so I'll catch you later. Well folks, it is just turned 5 o'clock on Wednesday, and Dave passed by earlier on heading south. Dave and I are heading down towards Fradley Junction, which I will be too, but I'm going to wait till I'm feeling a little bit stronger. You can probably tell by my voice I'm a bit blocked up, a bit congested, and can't seem to shake this cough at the moment. It's a bit low on energy, so I'm going to leave my move for a few days. And it's possible, Dave and Di move so fast that it's possible they'll be gone from Fradley by the time I get there. So I got some treats to buy the affections of the dogs, and just in case I don't get a chance to use them, I'm going to pass them to Di now, just in case they move on from Fradley before my arrival. So let's see if I can hand them over. No! No.
Love you, treats.
Yeah, well, I got these to buy the dog's affections.
Yeah.
But there's a chance if this doesn't pass, you might be gone before I get down to Fradley. So just in case I don't get a chance to pass them, to give them myself, okay, maybe wash your hands or something, yeah, in case I've left any leggy on them. So I'll see you in a bit, guys. Hopefully, I'll see you.
Yeah, I think we're going to be there for a week or two.
Is it a week? Okay, well, if it's that long, I definitely will. But
definitely a week.
Yeah.
Right.
So hopefully I'll see you in about a week. No. Oh dear. Right, so the other thing I want to do, is just get a bit of fresh air, because I haven't exactly been bed bound, but I've certainly not been up to my usual high energy self. Yeah, I know, yeah, quite funny, isn't it? But anyway, you know, joking aside, not even my low energy self. So my feeling is just need to stretch my legs. Right. Just need to stretch my legs. So I feel a little bit breathless just after like 100 yards. I'm clearly a bit down on energy, but you have to get some fresh air. Doesn't matter whether you're feeling fragile or not. You've got to make the effort, and I'm wondering whether to make a move. I don't know how cold it's going to be tomorrow, but the guy in the garden opposite, right opposite where my boat is a bit of a fusspot by the sound of things. He's not keen on smoke. Now nobody is. There was a lot of smoke earlier on from some kind of building work going on, and there's an east wind, so it blew straight across the cut and into this guy's garden. And he wasn't aggressive, but he shouted over to the bloke. He said, "Oh, you're going to be long with that, mate." You know, he's perfectly polite, but he made it known he preferred it not to happen. So the bloke switched off whatever was making all the smoke. It was horrible smoke as well. And I thought, okay, you know, fair play. But then a boater pulled up in front of me a bit later, and he had his stove going. And again, you know, it was blown across the cut straight into the guy's garden. And he came out and asked the boater, would it be possible for him, how long he was going to be running it. Again, not aggressive, you know, in any way, really. He was perfectly polite, but he let it be known that he wasn't a fan of having smoke blowing across the cut into his garden. And you know, look, in winter, with stoves going 24/7, you know, it must be a constant thing for these guys. So I get it. I mean, you can see here, look, on these 2-day moorings in winter, mind you, the wind won't blow across because it's sort of, the trees here prevent it. I'm just having a little nose to see what these moorings are like, because I was here yesterday. I moved last night, moved yesterday morning actually, and there was only 3 boats here. Hiya.
Howdy.
There are only 3 boats here. There seems to be a pattern, let's say, where people sort of disappear on the day before the check-in happens, because the CRT sends staff around to check on boats where they're at, essentially to keep people moving, because, you know, things would become impossible otherwise. The popular moorings would be permanently full and no visitors would be able to get a boat in. I think they were here, but everybody else emptied out on like check-in day or the day before check-in day, and all of a sudden the day after check-in day all these moorings are all full. If I need to put the stove on, I may move up there, because with my central heating being unreliable, sometimes it comes on, sometimes it doesn't. This flu thing is waking me up at like 4 or 5 a.m, you know, coughing and spluttering and needing to cough and clear my lungs and whatever else. And I don't want to be doing that if the boat's at like 8 degrees and it's chilly, because if you're not feeling well, the last thing you want is to be faffing around in a chilly environment. So I'm gonna try. I wouldn't do this normally, it's too warm. Afternoon. So, the woman, that was a bit of an odd one. The woman, I sort of said after it again, you know, I said hello, because I sort of said hello on the way through. I don't know whether it was because she saw the camera. I think that must be what it was. But she sort of stared at me throughout the whole approach. You know, when someone, as you're walking by and you see them doing this, and they're watching you the whole time. There we go, yeah. Well, she was doing that. So, I sort of stared back, which, you know, childish. Two wrongs don't make a right and all that, but it kind of slightly annoys me when people just continue to stare at you as you approach, and it feels rude. It just feels rude to me, and so it makes me sort of return the stare, really. I don't know. Why would they do it? Like it is a rude thing, isn't it? It's rude to continuously stare at someone. I don't know. Maybe there are countries where it's just normal, but it feels rude to me. You know. Anyway. Oh dear. Yeah, I'm just not myself at all. Like, I've just been sort of idling around the last 3 days or so. Not even really doing any jobs. But just not in the mood for it. Anyway, here we are.